Yo, yo, yo.
Australian kimchi, HojuKimchi.
HojuKimchi, episode 13, 14, whatever it is.
It's getting there, getting there.
Yeah. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, not too bad. Can't complain. Kids due in about 3 weeks, so it's all happening.
Mary had her third today.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Boy, boy, girl now.
Boy, boy, girl, great combo. Yeah, three would be good. I mean, we're not going to go three, but I think three's pretty good. I mean, four is beautiful, but yeah, I don't think people can pull off four these days.
If you were filthy rich and young, how many would you go for?
Oh, filthy rich and young. Is six viable? I think six.
Okay.
I don't like the odd number, that's why. So I
Why?
think six would be good. I don't know, just don't like odd numbers, man. You know?
Okay.
No, but look, I think five or six would be nice, but I guess maybe four. Four, maybe five, six a bit too much then four.
Okay.
Four would be good. Yeah.
Fair
I think
enough.
four would be good. Yeah. You?
More the merrier. As many as I can.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
care.
so what is
Odd,
that?
odd number, even number, doesn't matter. More the merrier.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, let's try to beat zero by this rate. But yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get
Yeah,
into
even
it.
one's a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Even one's a blessing because sometimes it's hard
yeah,
to get preggers, man. Yeah.
yeah. True that. All right. So today we're gonna do a Squid Game review, and for me, just just coming
Do,
off
do,
fresh
do.
because
Mm.
literally I just finished it. We're recording this at 10:06. I just finished the last episode of season three at 9:59, so extremely fresh. If I had more time, I would have liked to have watched like a summary of season two just to sort of refresh my memory. Because to be honest, I can't
Mm.
remember all that much. Well, I can remember
Mm.
bits and pieces, but
Mm. Same.
because the thing is, really, season two and three are like one season. They just decided to release it like 6 months apart. Um,
100%.
it's I don't know what could possibly be have been the reason for that.
Think it's a money thing, as far as I know, money and marketing thing. So
Would they have made more money by doing this? What's the
I
rationale? I
believe
don't
so.
get it.
I believe so. You keep people waiting and whatnot, and you gauge more members and you get people to watch number two again and all that sort of jazz, rather than just binge watching it at once. So people have to go back to
Uh,
two, and then they go back to two, and they're like, "Oh, let's watch one again," and you know what I mean, to create that effect. I
I see,
believe.
I see. I think the most viable one is because a lot of people would just subscribe for a month to watch to binge it and then get off it, and then but then if you split it, I guess you can make them do that twice, right?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, well, I think you are fairly keen to do the review, so should I let you drive this one?
Yeah. First of all, obviously, really fresh for you and pretty fresh for me. Like a couple of days ago, I think I finished it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, like this week vicinity. So yeah, no, I just thought, look, it'll be good to sort of fits the theme as well, like Australian kimchi, Hoju kimchi.
Yeah.
Bit of the theme that we've probably had ongoing is a bit of like, Korean slash Australian slash American slash couple theme. So I thought it would fit in well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, and I was a big fan of season one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
What? Okay, let's start there then. Season one. Let's just go just off the bat. How would you rate it out of 10?
I don't. Oh, look, 9 out of 10. Like I rate it very highly, season one. But
Yep.
like ratings wise, like I think more just like let's just say like what we've felt the ranking was. I felt like chronologically, it was just like one and then two and three, like bit of distance and then two and three. Probably a bit of distance between two and three as well. So in that order for me, I thought it was one, two, three. I thought three was pretty shit. Like apart from like it had its like obviously classic original game moments,
Mm.
but apart from that, I thought like, oh my god, like it
Episode
was just
five
like an
was brilliant. I thought five
yeah,
was really good. If you recall each episode.
Which yeah, well, which episode was that? If you tell me what happened, I'll
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Okay. Well, firstly, I didn't watch it all like in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of watched it, bits and pieces, and it could have just been my friend. When you don't really have hours to burn, like and to actually binge, I'm kind of watching it before I sleep, and when I get sleepy, I just stop watching and stuff like that. So I watched from about four halfway through four, and then five and six straight. So I think that really does matter. I think the consecutive
Mm,
viewing. But yeah,
mm.
five was the part where they were up on the high three things and trying to push each other off. Like that shit was good. And the best thing about Squid Game is when it's about the psychological kind of unpacking that goes on. Like when it gets into like the nuances and the nitty-gritty of the psychology of the each player, when the game itself is fairly simple, and I think
Mm-mm.
it kind of showed it best playing that game where they're having to go from one tower to the other just by eliminating they only need to eliminate one person, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all the shit that goes
Yeah,
on.
like it was kind of like a sort of a different twist on like Mafia, eh? That's what I liked about it. It was kind of like Mafia in a way,
Mm, mm.
with a bit of a twist,
Yeah,
and then like trying to like vote, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like who should go? Like, what's the most sensible option?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And because like the logic was correct. You know what I mean? Like, as in,
Well, it's
if
funny.
for the evil cunts, the
Yeah.
logic was correct because
So
like it
so
made
when they
sense.
so when they started, like on the first tower, they had nine, and then because you only need to eliminate one person per tower. So the math was we just need to just earmark three people to eliminate, one for each tower. So it was like obvious between Songgyun, the baby, and then the 약쟁이, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and then what happens? They decide to, well, they eliminate the
Yeah,
약쟁이
they get rid of
in
the
the
yeah, they
poll.
get rid of the yeah, they get rid of the Anki Jays.
Yeah,
But then what happens is like then they tried to because they have to get rid of them one by one,
yeah,
right? Like and then because obviously the main character, Mr. Ki Hoon has the baby, so they thought like it's gonna be a struggle, and then
yeah,
they're gonna like yeah, eliminate like either both of them, and then like and then so forth. But
right.
um, yeah, like as in. And then I guess the theory behind that was like, oh, we can't just bull rush because like then it can get into a shit fight, and then if we lose both, then we're gonna fight each other. Everyone's gonna die. Blah blah blah. Although like
Fuck
I
that.
just
You
felt
you get rid of them first, and then you deal with the thing at the next tower. No, like that's
yeah
how it would have it
yeah
would. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's when I like I'm the opposite of you. I thought it was quite poor. Like the concept was great, but I thought it was quite poor because I felt like suddenly these guys who were completely ruthless before are suddenly
Mm.
like, oh, okay, like let's just plan it or whatever. Like it kind of didn't make sense to me. Also,
Okay.
because especially if you could just rush them,
Mm.
and then they would have just backstabbed each other anyway, which I thought would have been more towards their character, like as in just
Right.
be like bull rush and then like
But it
push
ended up
another
happening that way
off,
anyway.
like. Yeah, yeah, kind of, yeah. But yeah, I just felt, well, first of all, let's wind it back a bit. So, first of
Yeah.
all,
Okay.
like
All right.
season one, two, three, would
Yep.
you agree in that order? Yeah, okay. And a bit of distance
Uh.
between,
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. I think one distant, and then I think two
yeah,
and three are not that distant, but I do think two
depending
was
on,
better. Just I think Kung Yu really made it. So yeah, in season two.
yeah, like that's the huge plus for me. Like season two, I felt like the first couple of episodes was great, like a different
Mm,
twist, like a
mm,
different sort of angle of Ojong
mm,
games, and I really love that Kong Yu shit as
mm,
well. Like,
mm.
so that was a key point for me, and a bit of humor as well. You know how like they try to find the guy like every day in the station and shit like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
it was like a nice thing. I think season three, and as usual, and this is my biggest gripe from a holistic point of view about Korean dramas in general, and a lot of Korean movies in general as well, is I feel like they've because they're so like reliant on dialogue slash characterization, whatever, cinematography, the storyline, the ending, they just can't they don't nail the ending sometimes. And this is where I feel like Western writing is much stronger with endings. It's a little bit more like shione, in my opinion.
Did you
This is
mean
just my two
example
cents.
of good Western ending?
Um, for example, like I don't know, off the top of my head, we
Not
just talked about
lost.
movies last week. So like, oh yeah, not Lost, but like Training Day, that ending was sick. Um,
Mm.
Inception, Interstellar, like if we're talking movies, dramas I don't really
We're
watch
talking
myself
movie,
anyway,
like
but
as in, I think it's a bigger issue with dramas, right? Because like the
yeah,
build
no, no,
up
fair
is,
call.
yeah, it's the build up is so long, and then you kind of want that, ending that substantiates all the shit that happens before it.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big drama watcher, so I couldn't tell you. And I didn't think, I didn't think the ending of Squid Game was that bad anyway. I thought the Eight Show was worse.
Yeah, it's just nothing special. Like it's just
Hmm.
very like compared to like because Squid Games was such a unorthodox like oh this is different. I just
Hmm.
felt like the ending was just you could apply it to any Korean drama kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I
okay.
felt. And I'm not a big Korean drama watcher as well, but every time I watch one, it's the ending that's always like for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I was gonna say well, a couple of things. One, I just felt with the baby in there. Um, I'm sure a lot of people felt this way as well. It kind of they knew that the baby was most likely going to be safe. Like I felt that the baby will somehow not be killed.
Hmm.
Couple of contexts behind that. Number one, it's a Korean drama, so I feel like killing a newborn in a Korean drama, in a mainstream Korean drama, is just like percentage wise. I felt like they wouldn't really do that. That's just my personal opinion. So
I'm not
I
sure
felt.
if the Koreanness has much to do with it. I don't think it would have been much different if it was Western. You reckon?
Uh, yeah, yeah, perhaps. Yeah,
Hmm.
well, as in, yeah, Korean or Western like mainstream drama killing
Yeah,
a
yeah.
newborn. Just didn't think it would really
It
get
comes across a bit distasteful, right?
distasteful. Like, would it even pass like the network suits guys who would have to sign off on it? Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like it wouldn't have been a very likable scenario. So number one, I felt like okay, we kind of know that it's going to revolve around somehow the baby surviving. And that's not like a huge minus, but I just felt like like it wasn't true Squid Games where you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like, I mean, you kind of know 456 player 456 survives, but everything else is like, open ended,
Did
right?
you
In
ever
your head.
feel that there was a chance for the baby to die?
No, pretty much no. Like, I just felt like it's
Yeah.
just not gonna, yeah, it's just not
I,
gonna
I had
happen.
my I had my hopes. Oh well, not, I wouldn't say hopes, but I had my
Oh yeah.
suspicion. Slight suspicion throughout. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, fair call, fair call. And maybe that's what they wanted, maybe that's what they succeeded in. But
100%.
yeah,
They would obviously want you on the edge of your seat, not knowing
yeah,
what's going to happen next,
yeah,
and who's going to win
yeah.
it and stuff. Yeah.
That was number one, and number two was like, bro, like the whole storyline with the boat. I thought like so anti, like I thought it would be so much like more to that. Um, and then he just like gets on the island, and then he like shoots the window, and he's like, "Hyung, where could I saw?" And then like he just like I could not understand that. I could not understand. That was like, dude, that was so freaking lame. That was like
Now that you
lame
say that,
AF.
three probably is far inferior than two. Like, and I'm not
Bro,
putting two on the pedestal or anything, but I absolutely agree that whole parallel story added nothing to the series. Like nothing.
bro, like dude, if imagine if that parallel story wasn't there at all, like it actually wouldn't have made any difference to the actual like narrative.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
don't like.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
That's
it
pro
has no influence like whatsoever.
on this that's what I don't like. That's my criticism of the writing.
Yeah.
Like I just don't get that part because it just made no it didn't have any impact. That's what I
What
didn't
about
like
in
about it.
season one? Did it have any impact?
Um,
It
well, I
didn't. It
thought
didn't either. Like he just
yeah,
what?
well, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't either. But that was meant to be the build up, and the one thing it did was because you know how it interacted with the freaking Changi people in season one. You know how he
Yep.
kind of infiltrated, like, and that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
fun. Like that
yeah,
was that was
yeah, yeah,
exciting. How he, you know how he infiltrated, and
yeah,
then you
yeah,
know the whole like that side story was good. And then I was like, and
mm-hmm.
then it was like the whole like he was his brother or whatever,
Yeah.
and then yeah, and then like it's like, 형, 이노 형, 왜 그랬어?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
it's
no, no.
so
I
like
think I
funny.
overlooked the shittiness of that part like pretty hard. But
That was so bad. And it's just
was
like,
that?
and to be honest, like super unrealistic as well. Like the whole scuba diving thing. Like I don't want to get too technical. I'm not
Oh,
a
really?
I'm not a master diver as well, but you can't like scuba dive from like where he was. Like he just gets up and then the island's like so
No, you know what?
far away.
One of those technical things that I was wondering about.
Oh,
One of
yeah,
the
go on.
technical bullshit that I was thinking about was when I think maybe it was the girl, so number 11, the North Korean chick, when she shot with a machine gun, she shot one of the padlocks to open the door. And I was wondering if it's like a risky move because the bullet might you know, um, deflect back onto you. So, but yeah, not I think Boz makes a good point about the whole thing of yeah, that side story just having nothing to do with the main and having no impact. It's not even that fun. The guy who draws portraits in the at the theme parks, like all of that is just irrelevant bullshit that adds nothing to it. So it's just yeah, you might as well just cut off the fat all around it and just focus like full on into the game itself. And maybe by if you kind of just stay on that one track, maybe it could have built suspense even more. But yeah, to talk on some of the positive things, I think as poor the plot may be at times, just in terms of the actual yonshu or like how they actually the cinematography, I suppose, the actual building and delivering the suspense in the game and the kind of the psychological mind fucks that they do is still brilliant. So I think, yeah, that's what really makes it. Like I guess I don't really pay all that much attention to the story. But it's just about how much like over dopamine hit I get from it from all the games and the killing and the conniving and the betrayal and all that kind of shit was still there. Um, but season three, and since it's a continuation of season two, I'll just maybe just call it part one being season one and part two being season combination of season two and three. Characterization was just way not up to the par of season one. Um, Basically, all the characters from season part two, there wasn't anyone that you really developed that really developed characterization all that well. Um, Season one, you remember like Hosongtae, Hanminyo, um, who else? Who else was memorable from season one? Obviously, the two who were left at the end. I'm just talking about and by the way, going forward, I've just categorized it into season one, calling it part one, and season two and three combined, calling it part two, because that's what it really is. And I was just talking about one of the main differences between part one and two being the quality in the character development. Like it's just part two really just didn't have it, and whereas in part one, I felt guys like Hosongtae's character and then Hanminyo, and then obviously the two who make it to the end, and I'm sure there's more like just they just build characters way better. The Pakistani dude or whatever the Ali, um,
Ali.
and then all like the number one the Harabaji, like just the characters were just way more in depth and memorable, and I think that's for me, that feels like the biggest difference because at the end of the day, I'm not watching this for great storyline. I'm watching it for the dopamine hit, and if for that, the characters really have to be there.
Yeah, yeah, no, pretty much that was going to be one of my points as well. Like season one, I didn't, I just watched it. Sorry, yeah, part one. But part two, season three, like was the first time, I started like skipping like 10 second, 10 second, 10 second
Oh,
of really
really?
shit parts. Yeah,
Yeah.
of really shit parts that were dragging, or I was just like, come on, So one of them was like sort of like the the dialogues between the grandma and Song. I was just
Yep.
like, oh, like it just wasn't engaging enough for me, and probably because of the characterization,
Yep.
um, just didn't feel enough. And then the other part was like when after, so when the season three started, like how Song, how he's like spaced out or whatever, like
Yep.
just like what the hell, like just like. Um, I get it, like, oh yeah, death of his mate or whatever, but at the same time, considering the context of what he's been through, and then suddenly he can't get his act together, I don't know. It
No, that didn't.
didn't
Because
didn't sit
obviously
well with me.
he led this mutiny that just went to shit, and then everyone dies except for him. So like, including
Yeah,
his best mate.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I
I
get
can
that.
understand him being a bit dazed over a couple of days, but yeah. But like Yang Dong-gun's character, the mom, the tranny, the baby's mom, like as in none of them like. You, none of the characters made you like really be invested in the show or like to
Yeah,
really
100%.
hate them or like no they didn't evoke any proper emotion out of you.
No, I agree, and like especially baby's mum as well. Like she was like null factor with the other girl who died, like Youngmi or whatever. Like I mean, there's just like that's what I mean. Just if anything, that's what I mean. For me, my favorite characters of part two was my favorite character was Namgyu. Namgyu was my favorite character by far. He was the one that
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
literally
It was
had
memorable.
the only part where you're like, oh, this guy's a Kezeki or whatever.
Yep, yep,
He was good. He was good.
yep.
Like just his hairstyle, and then like the way he looked, like very
Mm-mm-mm.
like a sneaky fella, like a
Mm.
bit of a shaky.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, he was
I
good.
thought
Good villain.
Odasu held his own. The
Yeah,
Park
Odorso was
San-jang.
good.
Yeah.
Yep, Park Sanjang was good.
Mm.
That's why I wanted that storyline to be much more entertaining because,
Mm.
like that, even though there was a suspicion, like
Mm.
obviously that was a suspicion, but it was still like gold to see him do the
Mm.
initial shake, and you're like, "Ooh!" But yeah, it fizzled out there as well. But yeah, like Damgyu was my favorite character,
Yeah, yeah.
and then yeah, obviously that look, Thanos was okay, like bit of comic relief, but
Eh,
it kind of just didn't really gel well.
yeah.
He had one banger moment when he did that, but that
Overacted.
was more
Yeah,
of that was more of an Easter egg than anything.
yeah.
So yeah, like just and then the other villain, like the Ajashi, like Player 100.
Yep.
Yeah, it was yeah,
Yeah, it was all
it
right.
was yeah, he was all right, but
The
yeah,
rest of them were like, kind of iffy. Hey, did you
yeah.
notice? I did like the Toshirak part.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Hey,
the um the pulp, yeah.
yeah. And you know who that guy is? The guy who becomes Toshirak?
The guy getting ganked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him before. I've seen him before. Yeah, yeah. Where's he
He's
from?
the he's the guy from Budangore. He's the one that gets owned by Yuejin.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, at the
Gets
dump.
fucking
At the dump. You
yeah
know
at the
how he
dump.
gets,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, yeah,
자,
yeah,
뭐
yeah.
이거
But
딱이야.
he's
And then 오늘부터 너가 범인해라. And
yeah, 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 yeah.
that's the
But
guy.
he's
And then
he's
he
been
acts
in
quite similarly.
yeah, yeah, and he's been in similar movies as extras in that kind of that like
I haven't
oh
seen him anywhere else. Well,
I'm pretty sure.
nothing that I can
Yeah.
recollect him. But yeah.
Yeah, and like and that guy, the guy who I like that guy who the guy who made him a Toshirak.
Yep. Che
Yeah,
Guevara or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty again underutilized.
Yep.
Um Why did you?
Park Hyun was underutilized too.
Who's Park Hyun?
부대장. That guy's a good actor, man. 부대장.
Who's 부대장?
부대장, the guy the 부대장. So you have 대장 who's 이병헌, and then the second in charge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
that guy's a good
yeah.
actor, but his character.
Uh
I think.
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm actually not his biggest fan, but yeah, I know I've seen
Oh,
him
really?
in
Okay.
I've seen him in bits and pieces. Like because I always feel like he acts quite similar, like
Yeah, yeah. He's got
that
a
yeah
similar kind of noir sort of
yeah yep
gangster husky voice.
yeah
Yeah.
yep. And oh yeah, and also like the that soldier, that number 11 soldier, like I could not find that believable as well. Like she's freaking tiny,
Oh,
like
right.
like
Hey,
just yeah.
was she in the special forces in North Korea or
Yeah,
something?
I get that. I mean, not that, of course, not that size matters, but like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least you gotta be, you know what I mean. You can be small, but you gotta be like,
Yeah. So again,
yeah,
like how I just don't get. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the more I think about it, all that kind of side story stuff is just absolute garbage. Like it adds nothing
yep,
and has no influence on the main plot at all. So the
yeah,
only okay, so even the brother who, goes there and calls the police and whatever, forces them to fucking explode and evacuate. Like that actually doesn't impact the game itself. Like the game was already
mm-mm,
done. So
mm-mm.
yeah, that's very poor writing, I suppose,
Yeah.
of
And
plot.
the
But
VIPs again was very cringe, obviously. Like, oh, like better than one, but like, mate, it just,
they
yeah,
should have involved them more. Like, okay, when during 술래잡기 they were like actually
yeah,
in the game, like
participating.
shooting
Yeah,
people. Yeah. Um, and then that was it. Like, and then you just kind of they're just there for sideline commentary. Like, what the fuck? What's,
yeah.
what's the point of
And
that?
have the mask. I said, yeah, I don't know. It's just, like I said, overall, it was just, yeah, you just, didn't live up to the hype. To be quite honest, I'll tell you one thing. The highlight of the part three was the Sulejapki, which is the hide and seek game. For those, we're mixing up the Korean here, obviously, but the
Yeah.
hide and seek game because just like the intensity of having to getting up close and shank them, and then the song as well, which is a very well known hide and seek song in Korea.
What was the
I mean
song?
that's 꼭꼭
Uh,
숨어라 머리카락 보인다. And like the thing is we the thing is the reason why actually it was a bit more fun in terms of the Squid Games is the songs we sing that to our son, like as in
yeah,
coincidentally, because
yeah,
that's the age he's going through.
yeah,
So it's like quite fun to see that kind of, the way that they did that, which was like, and this is probably for the Korean audience, is like, yeah, these are like songs that kids sing when
yeah.
they're like really young. Like we're talking
Mm,
like kindergarten, year one, year two, and then obviously those songs are being implemented into the game.
mm.
And then same with the jump rope, which was like,
Dude, that was
what's that
good.
one? Yeah,
Do you know?
Bohani Nahanda. What's that song, Dennis? Yeah, like
Is that what the song was? I can't remember, but
yeah, you know that song, right? It's like
can't remember.
뭐하니 이거 한다. But anyway, yeah, just
Na,
like
na,
songs like
na,
that.
na, 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 na.
나나나나나 뭐하니
I can't remember the
이거
lyrics.
한다.
But
Yeah.
I enjoyed that game. Like when the
Yeah,
when
the
the
games were
second
good.
yeah when the second guy got through. Well, firstly, was it no, Songkyun
Yeah,
was just the first one to go, just so that he
yeah,
could go back and get the girl, which was like just
yeah,
way unrealistic. I don't know how he
yeah.
was gonna do it, like what piggyback goal.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
either
no,
way,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
and then the
another
second
BS
guy like goes straight after him, and
and
that
push
was
it. Yeah,
genius.
so
That was
good. That
genius.
was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good. I didn't expect that one. I gotta admit that was pure moments that I didn't expect was that.
yeah,
Or how predictable was when he kills the girl, Hyunju, the guy girl.
yeah,
How when she
yeah,
got killed,
yeah.
it was so obvious that she got shanked and you knew that guy behind was gonna be
Well, that
the
was the
yeah,
other thing that
that was so
didn't really make sense. So, like, do you think he was just in this bloodthirst mode to be just killing any of the Sules? the blues.
Yeah, well, yeah. Again, you hit the nail on it. Another thing that didn't make sense because he's 1 minute he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna," it looks like he's gonna try and be a good dad, and then next minute he's just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go around pointlessly." You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, I
yeah.
don't know, man. It
I
just
think I think that guy's
and then
acting
in the
was
end,
decent. I think his acting
yeah,
was good, but the character
he's all right.
wasn't great.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. And then he goes to the game, and then suddenly he's gonna kill his own baby. Like it just, bro. I didn't. It just, yeah. It didn't make sense to me that character as well.
Mm.
But I guess that character was meant to. And again, and the junkie guy. Well, he's not even junkie. He just had a couple of
125 or whatever.
the highlights of season three for me personally were the games. I really liked the hide and
Yep.
seek game, the jump rope game. But again, the jump rope game was when the baby was there, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah, so for me, I think the games are the highlight, same as season two.
Mm.
And the season two had the intro, which I liked. The whole build up to it, like
Mm.
trying to find Kong Yu and then the whole Kong Yu situation and then like
Mm.
the bang with the homeless people, all that sort of jazz. It was all good. So yeah, so yeah, that's my overall take.
Do you recall
Um
the games from season two? There was the
yeah, the
merry-go-round. Oh, I mean, well,
merry-go-round.
둥글게. Yeah, 둥글게, yeah.
Yeah, 둥글게, 둥글게. So there was merry-go-round, and then that was the one where they had to go into the doors by the groups.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was good. And then, but that was the fun thing was, the pentathlon thing, like, where they had to
Oh,
like
yes.
throw the top. Yeah, that was good. And what was the first? Yeah, the first one was the normal 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
Oh, okay. Did they do that too?
Yeah, they did that again just to,
Oh, yeah. And then,
obviously.
and then, Songki was like,
Yeah,
whoa.
so yeah. But just to intro it, but yeah, like the whole pentathlon thing was great. And the merry-go-round thing was great. So yeah, no, it was the games were good. I like how they do the games.
Mm.
The
And
games are
you know
good.
what? At the end of the day, that's the most important part of this series. Like, again,
Yeah,
how much thrill and suspense that the games provide. And I think they did that in all three seasons.
yep. And in the
The characters
pentathlon
and the
thing,
plot got worse and worse, but
yeah, it got worse and
they
worse. Yeah,
they,
yeah.
they held up on the game side.
Yeah, and the reason why let's just call it season two, season three. The reason why season two was better,
Yeah.
was because it also had Lee Byung-hun as well. Like Lee Byung-hun was great, and like you knowing that
Oh
guy
yeah.
was, yeah, like the bad guy, like
Yeah. Yeah.
the front man or whatever.
Yeah.
Like as the audience, it made it exciting and fun,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
He
then
did
and
make it better. And like
make it
I
better.
guess the wealth of characters in season two, there was just like more people, more characters.
Yeah,
And then season three as it kind of narrowed down and then like just you just had shitty characters left.
yep. And
Even
Lee Jong just thrown.
강한은 like added nothing.
Yeah, in season three he was shit, and in two he was okay. But yeah, that's what I mean. Underutilized again,
Mm.
and YDG, great actor by the way. But again, that character probably a little bit underutilized as well. But he probably still had more moments than the other ensemble cast.
Dude, that was a
Um,
good twist. Like how he gets stabbed by his mum. Like everyone's expecting it the other way around, right?
yeah. But then as soon as he moved there, you saw that coming again. Like it's just again, it wasn't. None of the moments were like ooh for me. Anyway, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you knew that was coming.
yeah.
Look, I know it wasn't. I'm not trying to say I'm a movie genius, but as soon as he moved there, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
she's
no,
gonna
no. But
stab
like
him with
before
the
all that, when you
yeah.
kind of see the general setup,
Oh yeah.
everyone's expecting, oh yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
be his
he's gonna
son
shank his
shanking
mum.
mum.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. No, it's true. No, fair point. Fair point. Oh, thing was good. 야, 지금 나는 목소리로 두고 하는 거야. Yeah, no, she was good. She was good. That character was gold.
I think it's good to have a character like that, but again, could have utilized more. Like it was just that arrow thing that she did with the blood. Apart from that, like there wasn't much.
Yeah, no, there wasn't much. There wasn't much. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like
Maybe they could
season
have
one,
stretched it out more. You reckon? Like maybe they should have just taken a bit more time to build characters.
or just go with the season one formula where it's just like a core, you know what I
Okay, okay,
mean?
okay.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
and then focus on the core, and then the
Yes.
others don't give the
Oh,
side
you know
stories. Like
what?
yeah,
You know what? A significant difference from season one, part one, and part two, was that in part one, they actually gave the backstory of each character, right? Like as you said,
there was like a
they went
flashback or
for
some shit,
yeah,
right?
they went for
Yeah,
quality then rather than quantity, and gave those fewer characters way more dimensions and the backstory.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, because they had like the flashback app, right? Like as in it was
yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah,
of like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you actually understand like where they're coming from and all that.
Uh,
Like yeah,
yeah, yeah.
without
That's
that,
what I mean.
it's really hard to relate to any of the
Yeah,
characters.
like go with that formula, go with that formula and fewer characters as they did season one. Because I remember yeah, they had like the girl was from North Korea or whatever, and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, and
And then
Ali
and
getting
then
rolled by the 사장님 and stuff. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right, and then they built up Kyun as well. Remember, he was like a
Mm,
degenerate and blah blah
mm,
blah.
mm,
Yeah,
mm.
so all that shit. Yeah, yeah, and season two had Lee Jong-ge's friend who was good.
Yeah, he
That guy
was
was
good. He
good.
was good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was good. So then he obviously not being in three was another minus,
Mm,
and
mm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it just I think it says it all with the whole like the baby girl's mum, Youngmi, and I bet you don't even remember Youngmi, eh? Youngmi is the girl that died in the merry-go-round, but like that whole group that were meant to sympathize for just it wasn't there. And also a lot of it didn't make sense as well. It's like, yeah, it just didn't 앞뒤가 좀 안 맞았어. Like, so she gives the baby and then she wants to jump off the bridge. Like, I mean, I get that she was gonna get die either way. I get that, but it just,
Mm,
yeah, it was just,
mm,
yeah,
mm.
yeah, it wasn't adding up. Yeah, as you said,
So,
and then like Hugh going across and coming back. Like, that's not believable. It's not believable that he's gonna go there and come back and go again. Like, how about all the other people and whatever? Like,
yeah,
a
well,
lot of it didn't make
I guess that
sense.
was his intention, but it was just like
Mm.
not thinking straight, I suppose. But do you think it just came down to money? Um, in that season two and three, they took the different route in having all these characters. Do you think that by doing that, it would have added to the size and success of the show in that way rather than going in depth with fewer characters?
Yeah, possibly have like as in more expenses on the actors. You mean?
Well, like
And
just the focus was different. Like they went for
yeah,
quantity, yeah, and maybe by having all these stars, not that
yeah,
like the Western, anyone outside of Korea would care about, how big these stars are.
mm,
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like it's just too many cooks, man. Basically,
yep, yep,
yeah,
yep.
it doesn't give
Agreed.
you that, adequate attention into each individual.
Yep, too many ingredients, mate. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said. Like whenever I go to a restaurant, I hate it when the menu is like it's got everything. Like I hate Korean restaurants in Sydney where you can order a freaking posam and then you can order a fried chicken and you can order like a aguchim. I'm like, how the
You
fuck
know who
is
does
that
that
possible?
well? The place just behind me, the
Yeah,
wanted chicken at West Ryde, just a bit of a shout out. They do everything well. They do 쟁반짜장, chicken, bloody 쫄면, they can do
yeah,
it all. Just
yeah. I don't like
MSG.
it, mate.
MSG is the secret.
Yeah. 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 I don't like it. I'm like, how's the ingredients stored? How do you have that many ingredients? How can it be that fresh? You're not selling all that every day. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Specialize, brother. Specialize.
Sure.
Um, yeah. Anyways, yeah, look, overall, disappointing sort of end to the series. But in saying that,
Hmm.
it definitely still highly rated for Korean drama in my opinion because I don't really watch Korean dramas that are
Okay.
the sappy romance dramas, whatever. Something different.
Yep.
Definitely creative to add like a bloody Royal Rumble killing game formula on top
Yep.
of children games. That's great. Soundtrack
Yep.
on top of that is fantastic. The pentathlon game, apparently
Yep.
the soundtrack for that
Yep.
Amy was saying in Korea that's a very famous like kind of like the Usha song like it's a very Eunwon song.
운동회? Is that like the 운동회 music?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
remember what it was. Okay. Anyway, I'll look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if that might be before your time because obviously you came here, like
Mm.
obviously the Mummy so it's a bit older and
Yeah.
lived in Korea obviously a lot longer. But apparently that's like a very uplifting. It's a very positive song. But then like to put
Mm-mm-mm.
it in that
Mm.
scene,
Mm.
and the actors talk about that as well because they did not know that that was the the song that was gonna be on it and stuff, and they
Right,
were like,
right,
"Oh
right.
wow,
Okay.
that's like really creative and stuff." So, yeah, and the song's good. It's like that classic cheesy, like some kind of like '80s, early '90s
Mm.
feel of Korean pop ish slash Korean Kyle. So yeah, like all those little things added well. Yeah, but yeah, that's my overall 2 cents. But
All
season
right.
one was just mint. Season
Let's
one was mint.
yeah, let's end it with a rating for each season.
Yeah, okay. 9 out of 10 for season one. Solid 9 out of 10, particularly in the modern era. I have to give it that.
And just
Season
to put things into
two.
perspective, what would be a Korean drama at that level? Or or or
Uh,
or higher or lower, just so we know
yeah,
what the
just
bottom is.
just that part. Yeah, yeah. Let's say the bar would be like, say Morishige for like my memory is shot there, but I have to rewatch it again. You've
Mm,
got it, haven't you? I've got to borrow it again, but I would
mm, mm.
say
Have
got
you
to
have
be the
you
same.
watched Boreshige like start to finish properly?
Start to finish properly in my adult years, probably not. Like bits and
Okay.
pieces, like
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
bits
yeah.
and pieces, the highlights and whatnot. But
Yeah.
start to finish, I need to watch again. So,
Okay. Sure.
Morishige, which ironically has Lee Jung Jae, of course, um,
So
and
it's on par with Moreshige?
yeah,
Yep.
Morishige.
Yep.
It's different context, but like
Yep.
Odin would be up there as well.
Okay.
Um, uh, is it what's the Songhae one? What's the Songhae one that's famous?
가을동화?
Um, 가을동화, I guess. Not my type of drama, but I'm saying these are the echelon of
Yep,
Korean
yep, yep, yep,
dramas.
yep.
And probably my personal favorite is it's a bit of like a cult classic. But do you know? Have you heard of Yuri Gudu? It's got Kim
I've
Hyun-joo and Seo Ji-sub in it.
I've heard of it, haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, like that's classic. Like that's gone. So Yuri Gudu would
Yep.
be up there for me as
Okay,
well.
okay.
Yeah, it's not like Squid Games level, but again, like
Yeah,
these
yeah.
sort of upper echelon.
Okay.
And then I'll say the Glory is up there. I don't know if it's matches Squid Games, but Glory,
Mm-mm. I heard
purely
it's
based
good.
on the. Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, bro, do you know who Chun Jae-jun is? Who is the trainee in Squid Games? Park Song-won.
No.
Do you know that actor?
I've only seen him in I don't watch many dramas, eh?
Oh, okay, no, I
Yeah.
don't as well, but this guy kills it in the glory, like absolutely kills
Is
it.
he the main villain?
Yeah,
He's the
there's
one
a
with the
group of
long hair,
villains.
like the mullet?
The mullet, yeah, yeah, he
Okay, okay. I
kills
think
it.
I've
Like,
seen bits and pieces. Like I've seen some scenes where he's banging that chick, right? The
yeah,
flight attendant?
yep. No, he kills it, man. He
Okay,
kills it.
okay.
This
Yeah.
guy, yeah. No, he's fucking good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, he kills that character. Like, character's evil as hell, but like you're like, oh, moiso.
Yeah, yeah. You love your
And
villains.
then, yeah, and the villains are just the
Mm.
villains are gold in that. They got a
And
really
that's
good.
what makes the show in terms of like Swinging Girl just like ripping through them. It's like very Shawnee. Is that what it is? Or like the maybe like the pace of it or something? I've heard bits and pieces.
Yeah, probably a combination of the
Yeah.
above, but the acting is
Yeah.
just gold. In fact, I actually think Song Ye-kyo's probably, if anything, the weakest link in it. Like I
Whoa.
feel like
Okay.
she's no,
Yeah.
she's good.
Yeah.
She's good, but it's like I gotta say the villains take over that show.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and I felt like again, um, and this is where I feel like um as I get older, maybe younger, I didn't care. But as I get older, when the person's meant to be a certain, doing these tasks, but then like they're tiny, like a song ago. It doesn't add up. Like there needs to be some physicality in. Do you know
Okay.
what I mean? Like there needs to be some accountability for that character, in my
Right,
opinion.
right. Does she do physical
Like
shit in it?
not look, not really, but like
You're
she
just saying
doesn't
she doesn't have
have
that
the.
physical presence about her.
Yes, she doesn't have the aura
Yeah.
where like she's like gonna give any, like
Yeah, yeah.
even though
When
it's a
she's
lot of
like
it's
this
like,
big. Yeah.
yeah, even though it's like mental torture or whatever, she just doesn't
Mhm.
pull it off in that sense. So I'm starting to feel like that stuff's important.
Okay.
And then this guy Park Sung, he's really tall and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's really good. Anyway, yeah. So those are the probably
I see.
categories.
Okay. So season two and three.
Two, let's say a solid seven.
Yep.
Solid, like obviously loses a lot of points for exactly what we just talked about so far.
Mm.
And season three, look, it's probably a six. It probably lost a lot of points because of that, but like it's probably a six, but you have to give it plus one bonus point for just because of the games, the action, and that unorthodox sort of Korean style. So I'll give it, we can give it a seven, like six plus one sort of score,
Okay.
if you know what I mean. You know what
Yeah,
I mean, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I think that's what it gets.
yeah. They've
You?
fairly similar for me. Eight and a
Yeah.
half for season one. Season two, seven and a half, and season three, seven. And when you kind of deconstruct it, it has like so many fucking holes. But at the end of the day, it's entertaining and
Yeah,
like
it's entertaining. Yeah,
dopamine hits and it's like suspenseful. It's like, yeah, like the
100%.
entertainment value is it serves its purpose pretty
Yep.
well. So
Yep. No, entertainment value is high.
yeah,
Let's put it that way. Entertainment value is high. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Which is key point.
and in terms of my bar, like for me, another eight and a half would be the eight show or something like that.
The H show, what's that?
The eight show.
Oh, the H show. Yeah. H show was great.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love the H show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like so, that I think it's on par with season one, Squid Game.
Mm.
I wish they made another season of it, but
Yeah, I love the actor as well, man. I love
which one?
what's his name? The main guy. What's his name?
Ryu Junior.
Ryu Jun. I love Ryu Junior, man. Yeah,
Dude, all the actors.
he's
Park Jung-min,
oh yeah, Park Jung Min.
Park
I love Park
Hae-jun,
Jung Min, dude.
Park
Yeah, Park Hae-jun's
Hae-jun,
great.
Moon
Bro,
So-ri.
Park Jung-min is fucking good, man. One thing I like about Park Jung-min is he can play like a lot of different characters.
He's very
Um,
versatile. Yeah, he's very
Very
versatile.
versatile, dude. Like I've seen him in a movie
He's
where he
very
plays.
natural as well. He's like he.
Yeah,
I think
he's
he is one
good.
of the most natural actors I've seen.
He's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
he.
You know
Have you seen him?
he like comes out in Chimchangman and stuff. Do you know Chimchangman?
Oh yeah, Chim Chim, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how is he in real life? Is he like a chill dude
Just,
or?
yeah, just a normal dude who likes playing LOL.
Yeah. Ah man, Park Jung
Yeah,
Min, man, love that guy. Love
yeah,
that guy. Yeah, he's gold. Have
yeah.
you seen him in the movie where he plays like a lady boy?
Yes.
Yeah, he
I guess
was.
it was
Yeah,
another one with
yeah,
Lee Jong-jae, mate.
yep, yep. Oh, Lee Jung was great in that
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
eh?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Kai
a
Kai
shame that
Hyun-sik.
Hang Jung Min.
Yeah.
Just a shame that it's a Hang Jung Min movie. I can't do Hang Jung Min movies that much anymore. Same character, same character. It's like, oh, this guy again. Same detective character for me.
I'm out of the because obviously Hwang Jung-min is regarded as one of Korea's top actors. I don't think he's that great.
Like
Like
he's
he's
like when
he's
I
good in certain movies. Like he was great in Suriname and as Chong Chong in what is it? What's that? Chong Chong.
the
Shinsegae.
drama
Shinsegae.
Shinsegae, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like as in, yeah, he's good in certain movies, but like he's not a Han Suk-kyu or he's not a Choi Min-sik or
Yeah, because he's
he's
always the
not a Ryu
same
Seung-bong.
guy.
He's not a
Yeah,
Ryu
he's the
Seung-bong.
same. He's the same character, the swearing detective. Like I'm just like,
Yeah, not
yeah.
necessarily, but anyway, yeah. I don't know.
Bro, have you seen
Yeah,
I mean let's just freestyle here, but
yeah, yeah.
have you seen the movie on Netflix called Paradise or some shit?
Hey, dude,
It's like
I've
this
heard you talk about this. Fucking
bro,
Omtegu, right? You love
yeah, I
Omtegu, right?
fucking love that film. I have no idea who he is or whatever. I just saw him
It
in that
was shit. It
film.
was a shit movie.
bro.
One
That
with
movie is
Chaseong-won, yeah? Chaseong-won as
yes,
Maisa.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
so good, so good. How come you didn't like that movie? That whole that whole color and like
No, no,
set in
no. It's
Jeju-do,
got
like yeah,
like
it's
it
gold.
has all the
Yeah.
ingredients, but I thought it was just cooked shit.
No,
Um,
no, it's gold.
like was the story pretty shit?
No, no, no. Like obviously it's like a B grade, but like it's just like one of those, like cult classics or whatever. But yeah, I just like the color. I liked Omtigu.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
No, it has
acting.
all the ingredient. Like I love that noir kind of shit, but it was just I thought it was poorly executed. Maybe it was the girl.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it probably was poorly executed. That's probably why it wasn't a hit, right? But
right, right.
yeah, that was gold. And speaking of Kang Han, he was great in that movie, Forgotten. I don't know what the Korean title is, but he was great in that. And it also
Forgotten.
that, yeah, you've seen that, right, on Netflix, where it's
What's it about?
um, like he killed someone, and then but then he got trauma and he lost his memory, so then they recreate the scene
It's it
to
with
try
his
and make him
brother.
remember. Yeah, yeah,
He's got
yeah.
a brother with Kim Woo. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love fucking Kim Moyo,
Kim
by the
Woo is
way.
awesome. He's one of my.
Bro,
I
Kim
love
Moyo
Kang as
is.
well, but Kim Woo is awesome. He's
Oh,
like
Kim Moyo is way better than Kang Han. Kim Moyo is way better.
그 배우 얼굴이 있어. 김무열은.
Yeah, yeah. 멋있어, 멋있어. Like
And
I
there's a
like.
movie with him as like a 동네 양아치. Have you seen that one?
Oh wait, is that the one? Oh wait, is that the voice fishing one?
No, no, no.
Oh,
No,
he's so
I've
good
seen
in
that.
that.
That's good too. Like I generally like, he's one of the actors that I just enjoy seeing him on the screen. But there's this one how he's like just a 족밥 like 시골 동네 양아치, right?
Oh, bro, you gotta let me know what that is.
And then like a real 양아치 형 like from jail comes back and then like it's just yeah no, I'll send it to you once I find it.
Is it an actually good movie as well though, or it just happens to be a couple of good
Entertaining,
scenes?
entertaining, and
Yeah,
just watch it
entertaining.
for his acting and like because there's like a part he acts king shit while he's the bomb and then he just becomes like mad chop up in
Yeah,
front of that
chop up.
actual
Yeah,
gangster.
yeah, 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 no, nice.
Um,
Now Kimura is dope, man. Yeah, like I like um I like Korean actors, like guy actors that are very good at doing like the Sangnamja shit, and also like because I'm not a big fan of obviously like Korean pretty boy style thing. I like Cho Sung-woo, Tacha style, like so any of those movies are always good, and Kimura's always pulls that off when he gets that yeah, just like that character in so yeah, it's good.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 random,
Well,
but
anyway, yeah. So the H show, like Boreshige for me is just untouchable, like 9.5, because I would never give anything
mm,
10 out of it.
yeah,
Like if,
yeah,
if I was to give 10, it would be Boreshige.
yeah, it's hard
And
to top.
that's about it.
Hey,
Yeah,
how about the drama with the yeah, it had Han Jung-min in it actually, but he was different because he wasn't a Hyungsa, he was like this dodgy
drama.
priest. Yeah,
Oh,
he's like
Suriname,
a dodgy
Suriname,
priest.
Suriname was great.
Oh yeah, so that's what you know. And wait, that's got Kim Woo as well, right?
No, 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 no. You're
Who's
talking about
his
Pakesu.
Park Hae-soo? Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Pakesu, who's the guy from
No, 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 not
season
Park
one,
Hae-soo.
O징어 Game season one.
Yeah, 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 no, no, no. But then isn't it Kim Woo who's the priest right hand man or something?
Yuyeonsok, that's Yuyeonsok.
Ah, Yoon-suk. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yuan Suk as
that's
like
right.
the Benji Benji 영어 speaking 변호사, right? You
That's
talking
it.
about him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
And he's
yes,
good in
yes.
that
He
too.
was good. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
Yeah, Suriname is probably a 9. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about a nine, but yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Okay. All right, well, let's leave that one there. Let's just chat very quickly, do a quick preview of Origin Decider Game 3.
Mate.
Let's try to keep it snappy.
All right.
So, okay, I'll first one that we have to talk about is the Hammer selection over Reese Walsh, right? Like,
Yep.
um, I like it, and I think I think it's two things, maybe three. One, Walsh obviously isn't 100% health wise, so that factors in. Two, Walsh's defense. It's too big a risk. So hammer that. And then three, ironically, I think it's a bet on Cameron Munster. Like I think it's kind of trusting that he's gonna create the spark so that we can afford to have a bit more safety in other positions and just like backing our fucking skipper to win the game for us. That's how I interpreted that selection. What about you?
100% agree. I have to say. So number one, like just can't go in like Origin, like like with just like an injury, like a well-known injury, because everyone knows about it. They can target him, yada yada, and Walsh gets smashed anyway. So on top of that, why put yourself in that position, right? Like, why put yourself with a percentage of him going down, right? Like,
Mhm.
and that is and as a back as well, right?
Mm,
He's not a forward, so I think that's number one, very clear. And number two, and this is basically what Gus said in his podcast as well, which iterates your point of we don't need a Walsh like at this point. Like his time will come, of course, throughout his career where we do need him, but we do not need him in this game three in terms of um our attack's not going to be the issue. We have to defend the Blues and stop their tries. um Attack's not going to be the issue in terms of we've got the Munster, we've got Dearden, Hammer. Like we don't need Walsh to come in and do his, like his do or die plays and like freaking like, he's like long side balls, pull it past to the center at close range. Like we don't need it because we're not the Broncos. Broncos need it, but Queensland don't need it for this game three.
mm,
So I like the choice as well. I'm not gonna lie, like me being a Bronco,
mm.
I don't want Walsh to play as well. I'm not gonna lie, but
Right, right.
I feel like if I wasn't a Bronco, I feel like oh yeah, just put like I'd be like just put him in because then you want him and Hammer in there. You know what I mean? So you just like just go all in on your attack, but
Yeah,
like knowing that like I am a Bronco, I'm like, and knowing that we actually have a somewhat half shot again this year, like
yeah,
we're
yeah,
sort of like
yeah.
outside chance, yeah.
Mm.
So I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, there's that Bronco part of me, so I want to
Right, right.
give that disclaimer. But
Yeah,
yes,
no.
but overall, I agree with the decision.
Yeah, and well, for me, the whole Bronco side of it doesn't really factor in for me. But and obviously the another huge factor is the rise of Shibasaki for sure. Like, is it
Oh,
having that guy, having that
I don't
guy
know what that is, but he does
in
it
in his current form and to
so
like
good.
defend in the centers would have been a difficult thing to ignore. And so like I think win or lose, I think Billy should keep his spot because I just like I've just generally liked the decisions he'd made and he's not afraid to
100%.
make these
He's
hard.
not afraid. Yeah, he
Yeah.
just makes these calls. He goes, he makes like sensible risk taking decisions. They're not
Mm,
like crazy, like do or die. Like you know what, I'm on my last hand. I'm just gonna do all in. Like he doesn't like just do spray and pray. They're
yeah,
like very calculated
yeah,
risks.
yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
yeah, exactly. Calculated risk and he's ballsy. He makes the tough calls.
yep.
Um, and and obviously, like having Papa back is awesome. Like I think he's that big body that you needed to start the game. And as I said in our little group chat, the only tweak that I would make is having Carrigan on the starting side for me.
Which might happen.
Yeah,
Cooper
yeah.
Cronk thinks that's
Apparently,
gonna happen.
apparently
Yeah,
it might be
yeah.
a last minute thing, but I I like our chance as a outsider team. Like the typical fucking underdog team. I like our outsider chance.
I think $3 is way too. I think that's great odds. I honestly do. I think we're more like a 250. I honestly believe we're a
I don't think
250.
so.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
I'm being serious. 250, like
yeah,
$3.
yeah,
I don't think we're that much outside. I'm serious. I'm being like objective here. I don't
yeah.
think we're a $3 team. I think
Yeah.
we're a 250 team.
And yeah, the series is like seriously there for fucking Nathan Cleary to win it. Like
Well, exactly.
it's fucking it's on the plate for him to fucking take it and get that fucking immortal spot,
Yeah,
or,
get that
or
monkey off his back.
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah.
this is his way of becoming the ninth immortal, or
Yeah,
like
yeah. Hey,
the
bro.
11th or whatever.
Yeah, like whenever. But hey,
Yeah,
what do you like? But just your point on Billy the Kid, because
yeah.
I think he's done a great, exceptional job. Don't you reckon? Like, just the fact that this series is alive and like actual chance, like, it's not like we're going in game three where it's like no chance, like can't win. Like, it's not even that. The fact that we're going in with an outside chance, I think he's done an exceptional. Like, we should really have no chance, right? We should really be like, oh man, it's just, it should be like Blues level of like, how when we were killing it, like the way the teams are on paper, it should just be like, nah. But like
Mm.
Queensland he's just got this team to the point where people are like, maybe,
Yeah, yeah,
people are thinking,
giving
maybe.
us an outside shot. It's for me, it's really the process. Like it's just the decision making that's shown throughout. Um, and yeah, dude, at the end of the day, we might fucking get flogged by 30.
Yeah,
But
no, of course.
yeah, just the fact that he's made these adjustments, as you said, very sensible, calculated risk taking, and ballsy decisions, I think warrants him another year. Like even if we lose this,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%, and especially considering the difference on paper. And I
Mm.
just also want to add, obviously he smashed the first two series, right? So like, 22, 23, 23, we just brained them. Like, game three, who gives a fuck? We smashed them, right? And then 2022 is the famous. Do you now remember the Ben Hunt thing? You said you didn't remember last time, but yeah,
No, no, yeah.
we
First
watching it
when we talked
together.
about it, I didn't remember, and then when I saw
Yeah, but
it, then I remembered.
you remember watching it at mine, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, man, that is epic game three, some called blah blah. But anyway, and then I think he got last year wrong in terms of game three. Not necessarily Billy, I suppose, but perhaps the coaching or whatever. But game three, we got it wrong. Game two, we got flogged. Yeah, like no problem. But game three, I don't know if you remember, that was like the 12-4 game or
Mm,
whatever. But like it was like two tries to one, but their second try came really late. So it's like really one try
mm,
to
mm, mm,
and then that try was in the 70th minute or whatever. But we just got that wrong. Like we
mm.
didn't use Walsh properly, yada yada. Like they had figured out Walsh,
Yeah,
they figured out, yeah, all that sort of stuff.
and
And
and that's
DC
that's a
had a
that's a
shocker.
series we had to win with Cleary out.
Yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct. And then DCE was just the usual, and that's why I told you I wasn't a huge fan of like DCE. Like he scraped through in 22 and 23 because of such a good like the rest of the back line and stuff,
Mm,
like
mm,
particularly Munster.
mm,
But yeah, we just and Munster was out last year, according to
mm,
my
mm,
memory here.
mm,
So yeah, we just yeah, we got that one wrong, and then he rectified it obviously after
mm,
we lost
mm,
game one comprehensively.
mm,
So I think he's made all the right calls. We just
mm,
didn't get the decider right last year, which is
mm,
fine. It's going to happen.
mm,
Um, and if he wins it,
mm.
which is very very possible. As I said, I'm actually quietly confident here, particularly because I'll
Okay.
tell you why. No,
I
particularly
think we've
because
done well with what we've got, but we're still like, heavy underdogs.
look, look, two worries I have. Like okay, like forwards. Obviously, if we get dominated, game over, roll by 30. Okay, like everyone knows that is one scenario that can happen. Okay,
Yep.
so let's take that aside.
Mm,
So two facets worry me after that. Number one is Val Holmes. I really have not been confident. He's obviously a gun player. I love Val Holmes, but even I've been very shaky on him, like defense
okay.
wise. Like
Mm.
he
He's on
produces.
Lomax's side, or is he going to be on Tor's side?
He's gonna be. We don't know yet, but you would assume if he takes Hammer's spot, which is the right wing, he would be on
Top.
Totler's side.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Um, Yeah, because you wouldn't want him on Lomax's side, right?
Mm,
Yeah, you want Coates on Lomax. Yeah, yeah.
mm,
He's been like he's always good for an error or two as well, like loose carry, like knock on, like from his own half, yada yada. Like he's done that a couple of times in Origin, yada yada. Obviously his kicking's been great and
mm,
stuff. Like,
mm,
he needs to be there, but yeah, definitely shaky. Like high ball could be 50. Like he worries me, Val.
mm, mm,
And number two is, mate, I hope the goat does well. Good at Shibasaki. I hope he fucking brains it. Like Adam Mogg story. But of course, conversely, it could be mate, could be a horrible night out, right? And that's happened before where
No, he'll be fine.
people have. Yeah, look,
Like,
not.
he's the
I
type
tell you
of
what,
player
Val worries me
where
more.
I he'll just have a solid game, man. Like, and he'll defend well, and that's all we need.
Yeah, look, I want him to kill. I hope he scores. Like he's been killing us. So if he just brings his club for me and treats like and kind of just doesn't overthink it and shit,
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, but so those are the worries for me.
Mm.
But apart from that, if we stay in it,
Mm.
that's why I really like the hammer choice because the thing is you can only have one fullback. So like I love Reese, and he would be my sort of pick. But like having Hammer in there though, it does give you the opportunity to create to nab an opportunistic try,
Mm.
and bro, that's worth its weight in gold in Origins. If
Mm.
he gets one, fantastic. Like, what if he gets two, which is entirely possible. He basically did that on the weekend, right, in the Dolphins game. So when there's like a
What's his ball playing like?
nothing
When
crazy,
you
not
when
as good
like
as well.
this sort of second man, and then like 3 on 3, sort of he
No,
gets
that's not his go-to.
yeah, okay.
That's not his go-to. He's more the classic fullback, dude. He's more
Yep,
the
yep.
yeah,
Lockyer,
yeah, yeah,
what do you call it, support play.
yeah. Close support play, like just around the ruck and yada yada. But one good thing he does, again, what I said before. So if there's like a random loose ball, and then basically jacket defense, like if we can nab one of those,
Yep.
particularly like at a momentum shifting chance or like as a go ahead try or like to get two scores in front or whatever, like it really breaks the back. And then if we can get on with that, like I feel like Hammer's going to be a really key point in that factor.
Mm-mm.
If he can nab even one of those and then another like easy support one, like, just someone makes a break and he's just there, can't catch him under the post, right? Like if we can grab two of those,
Mm.
worth its point in gold.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
that's my view on it.
It it's
Interesting
it's all
series,
on
eh?
it's all on Munster, mate.
Yeah,
It's all on
yeah,
Munster.
interesting game.
Yeah,
Interesting
it's all
game,
on
put it that
Munster.
way.
This is his moment of immortality. We shall see.
Let's see. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. No, look, I tell you what, it's actually made Origin quite interesting. Like as I said earlier in the year, I'm much more invested in Broncos, but the way the Origin series has turned out has made it quite interesting, and the fact that there's been the most least Broncos like ever for a while
Mm.
has made it even more enjoy. Like I've been able to enjoy it much more. It's good.
Right, right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
let's
mate.
leave
Just
it
got to
there.
cut off.